With so many choices that we have to make, who do I really want to be? What should I learn and become a master at? What career should I choose? Who is my ideal, beautiful, loving partner? What does success even mean to me? And even, what should I eat tonight? Now, when we are indecisive, we spend a long time evaluating and re-evaluating the same set of information and options in our mind over and over again, only to be paralyzed by them. Does that sound familiar? When we often struggle with making decisions, we feel overwhelmed and anxious every time we need to choose something. Because naturally our purpose of our soul, our spirit, is to evolve. So if we can't move forward, we suffer emotionally as we stay stuck in one place. Hi, my name is David Ploss, your self-mastery coach and therapist, here to heal your past, master yourself, and live a happy, authentic life with soul purpose. In today's video, you will learn number 1, how indecisiveness holds you back from pursuing your dreams and goals. And number 2, the 7 different reasons why we are indecisive and where it actually comes from. So how is indecisiveness holding you back from pursuing your dreams and goals? Well, it's difficult if you don't know what you want, right? You feel confused, maybe even a little bit lost and paralyzed. And that, of course, makes you feel so anxious of what to do next, which can hold you back from creating your dream life. Now, it's pretty common that people stay in toxic relationships or jobs that they dislike, and they can't decide whether they should switch to a different position, to a different partner, or to change career or become an entrepreneur. And often it's because we expect that we may be dissatisfied with that new job, with that new career, while others fear losing their current income. And we know this is a big part of where fear comes from, our security and the possibility that maybe you won't succeed. So we delay our decision making until it is almost too late and until we are basically forced to choose something. Or we let someone else choose it for us, right? Now, sometimes we are satisfied with that decision, but quite often we are not satisfied. So we overthink, what if I would have done this? What if I would have chosen this? What if I've done that? And then regret starts to kick in. Do you know what I mean? Does that happen to you as well? Now, the root cause of indecision is often because there is a conflict in your values or a deep-rooted trust issue that comes from our inner childhood. Now, basically, you haven't learned as a child or teenager how to actually really trust yourself. And that reflects in your daily life still till today. Bad experiences that we had make us indecisive, make us feel doubt in ourselves, make us overthink and fear of the consequences attached to those future options that we have, that we can choose. Now, sometimes our parents or friends are not really supporting you for your dreams and your goals. And that, of course, makes it even tougher and harder for us to make a choice. Now, not only that, but we have indecisive blocking stories that we keep telling ourselves. I'm really challenged financially at this moment, so I can't change my job right now, Or I want to save some money first, and then I will change my job, and then I will change my career to find a better way, a better job. I need to first save some money. Or, oh, I'm still young, I have a lot of time. I can do something about that later. Don't worry. Or, oh, I'm afraid to be alone, to not find someone else, to lose everything that I have in this relationship. So I better stay with my girlfriend or my boyfriend, even though he or she is toxic. And like I said, this happens quite often that we stay in toxic relationship. So let's look at the 7 different reasons why we are indecisive and paralyzed. Number 1 is we fear of the responsibility attached to that choice. It's a form of procrastination and self-sabotage. We don't decide on a new life path or try something better than we currently are in the situation that we are in. And we don't decide anything at all, and therefore we procrastinate. And mostly it's because you fear of what will happen if you make a decision and the responsibility that comes with that decision, because you don't want to be held accountable. You don't want to be held responsible if things go wrong. And therefore, you let other people or circumstances, life circumstances, make the decision for you because it's way easier to not choose. So this fear comes often from a wounded inner child within us where our parents got very upset with us and punished us from making mistakes, or we were even abandoned as a child. And therefore, we don't want to let go of that relationship, even though it's toxic. And you will find that your fears directly correlate to your childhood wounds. And therefore, we really have to focus on them instead of escaping from those traumas. Because the more aware we are about those fears, the more power we have over them. So if you struggle making important decisions, especially if this is like a chronic thing, then you probably have experienced one or two traumas in your childhood. Reason number 2 of why we're indecisive: we lack of an abundance mentality and we future project disempowering options. We basically don't believe that certain options are actually possible and think of the worst case scenarios. And therefore, we don't consider those options at all. And this blocks off incredible opportunities for ourselves that we don't get to live. Reason number 3, overprotective parents that caused insecurity and trust issues within ourselves. We don't feel confident in ourselves or your intuition, or you're second guessing yourself. And basically, you lack of self-understanding of the potential that you actually truly have. And that's because in our childhood or teenager years, you were not given much responsibility by your parents or in general in your life, you know? So if your parents made most of your decisions for you, you may have not had much of an experience or practice of making decisions. And therefore you let other people make choices for you, just out of habit, you know? That's just, you know, the way you know, that's what you know. And why? Because we are actually scared of making a mistake and disappointing other people. That's why we let other people make the choices for us. But ultimately, we are indecisive about what we want. Number 4, we have a low self-image about ourselves. We label ourselves as an indecisive person, that we're just the way, that's just the way we are. But if you think about it, we do decisions every single day. And I'm sure that you made decisions that you once were afraid of. Think about that. Reason number 5, we lack of self-discipline. This is when you have really forgotten of the larger goal, why you actually want what you want and where you're heading to in your life. And you don't believe that you have the necessary discipline to actually pursue your dreams and goals. So therefore, you don't choose anything at all. You're not decisive and you don't want to choose a path because, again, you're feared. Reason number 6, guilt. People pleasing. You may actually know what you want, but you let other people influence your decision because you want to please other people. Reason number 7, perfectionism. When we have too many options, we fall into this analysis paralysis scenario. We avoid to make a decision because there are too many variables and therefore we don't bother doing anything at all and just stay where we are because it's so much easier, right? And this worry often comes from being raised in a family where right and wrong was very, very important and mistakes were not tolerated. That's why, you know, everything has to be perfect before you can make a choice. Now, these are the 7 different forms of indecision that prevent us from pursuing our dream lifestyle. Let me know down below which form of indecisiveness was holding you back or is still holding you back. And how did you actually stop being so indecisive? I really would love to know in the comments down below so that we can, you know, figure out what you're dealing with and I can make some more videos about it. Now, if you found this video helpful, like it, share it with someone that you know that can really benefit from it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos on mental health, personal and spiritual growth. And now that you gained some clarity on what forms of indecisiveness can hold you back, check out this video on how to stop being so indecisive.